Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today we're gonna add more ski question and answers. We are gonna answer your questions. It is still a decent time to buy skis. You can still get 2024 skis. It seems like, I'm not sure who to blame, like if it's the manufacturers made too many skis, if the shops ordered too many skis, a little bit of both, but there are a ton of 2024 skis out there. I don't sell skis, so I can call this stuff out. I mean, you're never gonna see someone selling skis telling themselves, like, oh yeah, we messed up. I can. Skis are really cheap. You can still get them cheap. They did bring the prices up like a week before Black Friday, so you may see them fall again, but it does seem like they've kind of staggered at this weird plateau of like, we're not gonna lower prices until inventory is so low that the only skis you can get are weird sizes. So what I would recommend is if you really need skis, check out some of the deals for 2024. If you don't care and you're like, I don't need skis, but I'm willing to see how low it goes, yeah, maybe wait a week or two. Probably won't find anything in your size, maybe you will, but I don't know. So this isn't a deal video. I'm just gonna answer your questions because if there are people out there that are trying to buy skis, they need help. So let's just jump into it without further ado. All right, the first question comes from NL7002. When are you reviewing Armada Declivity X102? You've been hinting at it for a while now, smiley face. The answer is I have no idea. I do not own Armada Declivities. I don't have any local shops that carry the Armada Declivity. The only Armada Declivity that they carry is whatever I reviewed last year, the ARV 102 or 100, whatever that was, and that was awful. I mean, I know this is different skis. From what I understand, the Declivity is supposed to be Armada's version of the Salomon Stance or the Atomic Maverick. But I have no way to review them. Armada doesn't even send skis to the athletes that promote them anyway, like Lucas Catania. Armada has not replied to any of my stuff. I get the feeling that they're not interested. So the answer is, as soon as I can get my hands on a pair of Armada Declivities, I will absolutely review them. I have family members that love them, who swear by them. I've talked to local shops, like kind of out in McCall, of people who swear by them. Everybody in the comments talks about how much they like them, but there's no way to review them. And kind of what I've heard from people is like, oh, Armada, you know, they're an inside brand. They don't work with influencers. They're not gonna work with you. And it's like, that's never come from Armada. That's just come from people talking about it or from comments I've gotten in my other videos. Okay, that's fine, but who's gonna cover their all-mountain ski, right? Like an all-mountain ski that supposedly carves decently. What do you want then? Okay, then let people review it, or at least like have it available to demo. There's nothing locally. So I don't know, it's one of those skis where it seems like it's probably going under the radar. Armada's core fan base is more in freestyle skiing. But it's like, okay, well if you have the ski, then get it into people's hands. Let people who enjoy carving actually try it. I'd love to review the Armada Declivity. If I get access to it, I absolutely will. But as of right now, the only way I could do that would be to spend full price and pay and buy them myself. And I literally just, that makes no sense. That's 10 demos of different skis. If Armada wants the Declivity reviewed, they can either send a pair or they can make it accessible at my local shop to demo. Or if I get to a demo day and I can get my hands on them, I promise you I will. But as of right now, I'm at a bit of a dead end with Armada. All right, Trevor Green 6970 says, just ordered my Rickety Ski Reviews merch. All right, yeah. We are gonna be shipping that out December 18th. So we're gonna be printing them all en masse. Once the orders are gonna stop on December 10th. So quick reminder for everyone, you have 6 days left to order your shirt or base layer. And then I have to cut it off because I'm gonna order them from Patagonia. I'm going to print them and I'm gonna ship them out. So make sure you get your order in by December 10th. Here, I've got here we go. This is the Capeline trail shirt. We also have the base layer. They've been super warm. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm really happy with the design that Nick did. So anyway, we're gonna be working on those next week once we close down the orders. But just a quick reminder for you guys, I won't interrupt the video too long. Just wanted to remind you guys that you can place those orders now. Yeah, there will be no return, so make sure you get your size correctly, but it will be qualifying for Patagonia's repair program. So anyway, we're not making a big profit, but I do think it's cool if people want to rep the merch. We may do future runs depending on how this one goes, but check it out, ricketyskireviews.com. Okay, Gravity93 says, what do you think of 1P skis? ON3P skis. 13P is how I always say it, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. What do I think about them? I don't know. I have no way of demoing them, and I've never tried a pair. I would love to. I would love to test their skis, so 13P, if you're watching this, feel free to email me at ricketyskireviews@gmail.com. A weird thing, though, I reached out to them on social media, and maybe they just didn't see it, but on YouTube, they follow me. I can see that they're a sub to the channel. So if you guys want to work together, reach out. I'd love to test out skis. I'm always open to trying new things. Yeah. As long as the skis are safe, I'll try them. I do have people who are like, will you try these pair of skis from the 80s? And it's like, no, those bindings are older than me. I'm going to skip those. But yeah, as far as new skis, I'm always open to trying new stuff. A lot of times, the smaller brands have some cool stuff going on. So I'm totally open to it. 13P, feel free to drop me a line. All right, Brendan Vietti says, hey man, I just had some questions. I'm looking to purchase Black Crow skis, the Orb Freebird and Draco Freebird, or going with the Salomon QST 92 and 106. I'm going to be skiing about 75% resort and the other 25% touring. I was going to see what you recommended. I need a good all-mountain ski and powder ski. What are your thoughts between the 92 versus Orb and the Draco versus 106? That's a really hard question. One, because I haven't skied the Orb, so I won't be able to answer that honestly. I do think the QST 92, in one of my previous videos, I talked about, if you're talking like full retail price, the QST 92 is probably the best bang for your buck for a daily driver. So I think that's an easy recommendation. I just haven't tried the Orb though. I mean, I've yet to ski on a Black Crow ski that was bad, so I'm sure it's, you know, there's a good chance it's gonna be a good ski, but I just don't know honestly, and I can't tell you honestly. But just given all of the options in front of me, like I have the QST 106 as a powder ski and love it, but it's also a pretty distinct style. Honestly, you are kind of asking 2 skis to do the job of 3 skis, but it's probably the least demanding version of that, if that makes sense. So here's what I would do. Given everything in front of me, I would probably go with the QST 92 as a daily driver. The Orb may be great, and I do see it for some steep discounts, but I'm just not gonna recommend a ski without actually putting it on my feet. But hopefully I can fix that in the near future. And then the Draco versus 106, yeah, I would get the QST 92, keep that as a daily driver. That's gonna cover your 75% of resort time, which is gonna be so fun, so comfortable the majority of the days. And then get the Draco Freebird, which I also loved, which is super lightweight, really fun in the powder, really like a smooth, gradual flex, and do it that way because you're getting kind of the best of both worlds. I don't know how to compare the 106 and the Draco Freebird. I mean, they're just very different. The Draco Freebird's a lot lighter. It's really prioritizing like maneuverability, whereas the QST 106, which is more like a snowboard, and it's gonna kind of give you momentum through the turn and wash out through the back of the turn. So I don't know, you could do it however you want, maybe even try them out, but if it were me and I had to like order something right now and I had only these skis and I was gonna do touring, because I don't really tour myself, I would go QST 92 and the Draco Freebird. I think that would be awesome. So anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching and commenting, and yeah. All right, Fritz Frank says, good thing I'm not a betting man. I thought you were going to recommend the 2025 Bent 100s for the general East Coast daily driver question. No. Although I do like the Bent 100 now, like the 2025 version is a lot better. If it was a daily driver for my home mountain, it's not even a bad suggestion. Honestly, it wouldn't be too bad. You're gonna get some of that Horizon tech. It would still be pretty fun. But for the East Coast daily driver, no. I mean, you could have it in your quiver if you're like, oh, I want something when there's a little bit of snow, but I also want to be able to carve well. It's like not a bad ski to own on the East Coast point blank, but for a daily driver, the majority of my days would I want a Bent 100, especially where I'm from in Vermont, which is like East Burke, or J Peak. Actually, J Peak has a really good tree section. That might actually be really fun for J Peak. But for Burke or somewhere like Cannon, it would be fine a lot of the days. Probably like 50% of the days it might be pretty fun. But as someone who likes carving on groom runs, it wouldn't be my first pick. I mean, you got the Maverick 88, you've got the Kendo 88, I guess the Mantra 88. I gotta like start remembering to say it that way. You got a Stormrider, Monero. Those would be so much more fun for like a daily driver, at least for me, as somebody who prioritizes carving. If you prioritize the woods, like a QST 92 or a Bent 100 is not a bad idea, but I don't know, just daily driver, I think of like, what am I gonna get the most mileage on? But honestly, if I was back east, owning like a Stockli Monero and a Bent 100 would be a pretty sweet 2-ski quiver for out there. So anyway, I think you were joking. It's always hard to tell with messages, but that's kind of what I think. I'm assuming you were joking, maybe not. I did see some of the Ski Essentials guys were out on the Bent 100 for their first day. I think it was Bob was out on them, and he made them look good, so it's not a bad ski by any means. It's just not something I would want to put the majority of my mileage on, especially when you have the Maverick 88 right there. Just my 2 cents. Anyway, thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching. On to the next question. All right, mchoice46 says, thanks for the review. This is on the Salomon QST 106 video. How do you think these skis would do for a bigger skier? I'm 6'6", 225. I consider myself a very good skier with 60 years experience. Yes, I'm 65. I'm getting a 106 with 189 centimeters. I also considered the blank, but I was concerned that I would get a little more tired with such a big ski. My daily is also a Maverick, although I went with a 95. Oh, great pick. I like that ski a lot too. Zach skis the 95 and I ski the 88. Yeah, as a bigger guy, I really find the QST 106 to be a phenomenal powder ski. I think with your height, going with a 189 makes perfect sense. And I've had no issues as a bigger guy myself. I'm 6'1", 230, so the dimensions are kind of similar. You are a little bit taller, but 5 inches, I guess, is quite a bit. But you know, I've had no issue with it. It was very stable. It's got the cork dampeners. It's also got that QST shape with the double sidewall. Feels very comfortable, and I've talked about this a million times, but the way it kind of surfs through the turn is really fun. It's not as forgiving as like a Bent is or a Headcore 105, but as a bigger guy, I kind of like that added stability coming through the snow. As far as the blank goes, I also felt like I got tired. My hips got tired doing the QST blank after like 3 or 4 hours. That may not be for everyone, but man, there's something about it. Like once a ski gets past that 114 area, there's something that really starts to bother my hips and joints where I'm just working a lot more to get it to go side to side. Whereas the majority of days, I feel like the QST 106 is just perfect. There's like 0.1% of days where I would rather be on the blank. You know, your mileage may vary. If you're really nervous, definitely try them. But I love my QST 106s, and you know, especially for big open areas, they're kind of my favorite. I may switch over to the Bent 110 just because there's a couple of like tests I want to do on the Bent 110. I want to like back mount it a little bit, see how that feels. And I really do like how the Bent 110 feels forgiving when you're getting through the giggly weeds to get to the powder. And for a lot of where I ski at Bogus Basin, that's really helpful. But if you have big open powder areas, the QST 106 rules. I just tend to find the better lines at my home mountain be when you go where no one else is willing to go. When you're setting up lines that everybody else in the like general traffic kind of avoids. But that's kind of specific to my home mountain. And you know, it could be grass is greener on the other side of the fence. They're both phenomenal powder skis and both excellent options. So I know you wrote this a month ago. That's why I ask that if you like really need to know, email me or, you know, become a member. But hopefully this is still helpful for you. All right, Jason Racy 2 days ago says, I just skied the Volkl Mantra 88 at Crystal, Washington all day yesterday. They are stable, but don't seem to bend at all. I hit the local speed limit and still had a hard time feeling like I was carving. Maybe it's the 30D radius. I'd prefer a more responsive flex. So they don't have any issue carving. What happens is the bite of the Volkl Mantra 88, which is formerly the Kendo, is more towards the middle of the ski. So if you're used to a very tip-based turn initiation, an Atomic Maverick, a Elan Ripstick, a lot of those other skis tend to kind of have a bite where the ski primarily catches, and the Volkl is actually more towards the middle of the ski, so it takes some getting used to. I'm not saying that you like have to ski on these until you like them, but I would like give them some time and kind of focus more on the middle of the ski with your turn initiation. but they are a little different. So it's like a very specific ski style that benefits from it. I used to race on Volkl Race Tigers, and I found that to be true for those, especially for the GS skis. But I know exactly what you're saying. What I would do is try something like an Atomic, or try something like a Black Crow's Octo if you want something that is a little bit more tip-based turning. It's not that they're not carving, it's not that you can't like bend them, or it's not even anything to do with you. It is a bit of a ski style thing. But if you try Volkls and you like them, those people tend to be customers for life, because that distinct kind of bite in the middle is really rewarding, and the way that those Volkls kind of cut through bad conditioned snow is pretty iconic in my opinion. And they're damp. I mean, they have a lot going for them. But if that's not something that lines up with your style, then that may not be the ski for you. Not every ski is for every person. Similar to like the Fischer Rangers. Now, people who ski on Fischer skis, similar to the people who raced on Fischer skis, if you like a Fischer ski, it's hard to go to anything else because it has very, very easy turn initiation without sacrificing a lot in like the dampness or stability of like the, you know, when the ski is totally bent. But it's a distinct style. When I first tried Fischer skis, I was coaching up in Mount Hood, right? So I would demo skis because we throw a lot of salt and I didn't want to damage my own skis. I mean, that was part of it. I also liked testing skis back then too. But it takes a little bit getting used to. The first day I hated them. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to bring these back to the rep. And then, oh, the rep closed for that day. It was like a holiday, 4th of July. I missed it. Okay, I'll keep the skis another day. Oh, you kind of get used to it. You kind of get used to that turn initiation. Okay, you kind of figure out the timing of the ski. Some of it is that, and some of it is like, if you have that style, if you like that feeling, it works for you and you'll be a customer for life. And for other people, it's like, okay, this doesn't quite line up with my ski style. Time to just move on and try something else. But great question. And like JJ Rod Pro had a comment down below. There's like a bunch of comments below yours that answered it really well. That's the nice thing about this community, is like, you guys seem to do a great job answering questions and helping each other out. Sometimes I don't even need to address these things because I'm like, oh, I can't say it any better than someone else did. So, you know, I think there's a lot of great comments. That's just my 2 cents to it. But I want to say also thank you to everyone who goes into the comment section and tries to help each other out. It's really nice, like, to have that kind of supportive community, and I'm super proud of it. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're looking for a way to represent the brand, we have our t-shirts here. You can also become a channel member. That is a way to support the channel. You can also like and subscribe. That's a free way to support the channel. I'll also have links down below to all the skis I'm talking about. If you're in the market to start buying skis, use the links. That supports me. It is tremendous how much that really supports the channel long term. It helps me also like talk with other brands because they see, oh, okay, we see how much volume and how many people you're helping with these skis. It helps a ton. But more than anything, as always, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your day. It means a ton to me. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.